this painting here of bamboo, it has chi, it's alive. And we know bamboo doesn't exactly look like this, but it has that life. And then these paintings here, uh, they lack chi. They're essentially dead. They're very stiff and there's no life. Can you see that? Oh, qi means air or breath in Chinese. Okay, the second thing that's very important in brush painting is the stroke. Because the brush is so flexible and the paper absorbs immediately. It can tell every single thing about the artist, whether or not that artist feels confident, hesitant, sad, happy, exuberant. It comes out in your stroke. So you really, really have to work on your stroke. When I had been painting for quite a while, and when Mr. Mao saw my painting, he immediately said, Carole, you need to work on your stroke. So, I know I try very hard and work on my stroke. So it's not, okay. So because brush painting is based on calligraphy, it is one of the oldest writing systems. And initially when it first started, it was a pictograph. It was essentially a picture of whatever they were trying to convey, like the sun or the moon or water. And then, but calligraphy is the basis for all brush painting. And they actually say that you write a painting. You don't paint the painting, you write the painting. And if you, when they consider the different art forms, calligraphy is actually considered the highest. It's above painting. So this painting is about 12 feet long. So you can imagine how long this stroke is here and how that control that artist had in doing this beautiful stroke. So the other thing is a perfect painting would have the painting itself, a poem or writing, and it's all done with beautiful calligraphy. So this is a perfect painting. It's got all three components. It's called Three Perfections. And then the other major difference that we have in between Western painting and East Asian painting is the focal point and use of space. So in Western painting, you have a single point of focus so that all your parallel lines end up in a single point here. The other thing that tends to happen also in an East Asian painting is the horizon is high in the painting. So here's the low horizon, very, very, single point of focus. In a East Asian painting, the way we create depth is through layers. So you have the foreground, you have middle ground, and you have far distance. The thing is also you can have like more texture in the foreground, and as you progress further back, you get less and less texture. It could be also, you could have the value of the color, things like that. So that gives you that sense of depth. The other thing is space. You know, we always, there's lots of empty space, which is as important as the space that's painted. We'll talk about that. So, what do we look for in a good Chinese brush painting? It's that qi, that essence that is expressed, and the expression of the painter's own inner feelings. That technical stroke, that beautiful stroke. You have also ink is all different colors, so you have all the different tones of ink, and it's your use of space and balance. And then I talked about the three perfections. Okay, so we're gonna walk through this. So how do you look at a painting? So in a wall scroll, it's assumed you start at the lower corner. And in a hand scroll, usually when you look at a hand scroll, it's usually only one person or a few people, and you're sitting at a table. So it's a very different experience, and you're unrolling it from left to right. And it's sort of like unrolling a film script. So we've already gone through, you want that chi, you want the stroke, you want all different tones of black, you want wet and dry strokes. And then, so in a painting, usually like, it's more like in a landscape, but it's true with others, that you have something that introduces your eye into the painting. And generally, it could be a rock, a tree. Um, Sometimes it's a person walking. So it makes your eye go into the painting. And then once your eye goes into that painting, um, your eye is supposed to go like in an S or a Z. And it's called the dragon's vein or the dragon's spine. So if you look here, you know, we're coming into this painting, and the artist has literally, through the trees and color, um, taken your and made your eye move all the way through and come back down. So you just uh, your eye is moving all the way through. And the other thing that we always have is asymmetry. You'll never see an East Asian painting that's symmetrical, other than a portrait. And then we have the balance, and the balance, which is like asymmetric. It's an asymmetric balance. That is, you'll have a heavy area, and it's counterbalanced by another area, smaller, and smaller yet. But it's balanced. And then we have the concept of host and guest. Um, if you say this mountain is the host, and so the other elements within this painting are called the guest. And all of these, each of these elements are different sizes. So you don't, this goes back to being asymmetric. And the very important part is the use of space. That's the area that's not painted. So usually, you know, it's water or it's the sky or mist. But the reason is that The artist wants the viewer to participate in the painting. It is up to the viewer to fill in those blanks. So you are a part of the painting. And in fact, they would like you to put yourself in the painting. But so you are participating when you're looking at that painting, you're filling it in. The other thing is there, so you have that balance I talked about, you have light and dark, you have dense, very dense areas, and then you have very loose areas. But then you have, there is a harmony of shapes where if you looked at this rock here, the shape of this rock, and you look up here, you have the shape of the mountain here. If you look, even the shape, if you look at the shape of that tree, it's that same shape, similar shape. And then empty spaces, even the empty space, it's that same general shape. So it makes it a very harmonious painting.